For the past 2 days of Falfurrias, there's been 2 threats. There was no bomb threat at Falfurrias High School after a threat was called and that prompted evacuation. Take a look at this.
I work for 2.
Alright, now take a look at this.
From this one was a note found in the restroom. Okay, so there was a note saying that they were going to bomb the school.
Yeah, that's Brooks County ISD Superintendent Dr. Maria Rodriguez Casas talking about the bomb threat at Falfurrias High School that prompted an evacuation. She says it is the 4th threat this month. There were 2 before Thanksgiving and now 2 on back-to-back days this week. 425 students were moved to Falfurrias Junior High. The police department searched the school but did not find a bomb.
4? There were 4? But no one is taking this lightly. How many times do we have to go over this? This was the last straw for me, which was why yesterday I created a brand new Facebook group. It's one of my new goals throughout the show to end the silence on school threats. The reason that is basically because it has to stop. And I've posted articles and videos related to this. Now, you may be saying, like, can we join? Okay. This is a helpful thing for parents. Because parents don't listen to butt. Now we're going to hear what the Falfurrias Police Department has to say from the chief. What the chief of the police department has to say, because nobody is taking these threats very, very seriously. They're not taking this very lightly. Because all this continues. And now the FBI is getting involved. Take a look.
Police Chief John Garcia tells me his department is not taking these threats lightly. Thursday's bomb hoax is the latest in a series of threats at the high school, which now has the attention of both state and federal investigators. It was an on-campus officer who discovered the note in a school bathroom that prompted the evacuation and search of the school.
Sad that, kids are trying to meet deadlines and they're not getting what they need because of these threats.
Chief Garcia says the students were taken from the high school to the elementary campus as officers investigated the circumstances.
Be investigated to the fullest extent possible.
Senior Agent Glenn Folsom with the FBI out of Corpus Christi says his office is assisting local police. Since November 14th, Falfurrias High School has received 7 threats which have resulted in 5 evacuations and a massive amount of personnel and resources to investigate.
Depending on the threat that comes in, that could be tactical teams, that could be bomb dogs, it could be bomb techs. It's going to be a significant number of investigators.
Agent Folsom says even if it's a hoax, the person found to be responsible can still face serious charges.
There's a number of criminal charges, including state terroristic threat charges, which have been levied against even juveniles who have made threats to schools or other organizations.
Chief Garcia says he is grateful for the additional assistance in the case, but it will ultimately take the community's involvement to help solve it.
Parents need to start asking their kids questions, get us information if they can, and I think, that they're going to come through and we're going to get to the bottom of this.
And you are encouraged to report any information about these threats to local law enforcement. Reporting from Falfurrias tonight, I'm Bill Churchwell, 3 News.
All right, thank you, Bill.
And like Bill said, no one's taking this very lightly. Do I need to show you an example? I do, actually. Looks like I need to show you an example. Actually, no, I don't. But you probably get the picture here. Dylan Barnhart was arrested as a juvenile for making a statement saying that he was going to bring his father's M15 to school and kill 7 people at minimum. Back in winter 90 was Dylan Barnhart. He was arrested under the Florida state statute if you live in Florida, there is a state statute saying you cannot make a threat to cause or act of terrorism. Because the FBI and local law enforcement are doing this. Because how do we know this kid's not going to be the next school shooter? How do we know this kid's not going to be the next Oxford school shooter or the next person from Sandy Hook? We have to change things to make sure this doesn't happen again. That's why, because last year, this was all after TikTok. After that horrible massacre 1 year ago, Uvalde, TikTok was involved in making a challenge saying, National School Shooting Day, poster threat, blah, blah, blah. This ain't going to be a challenge. I'm not making a challenge. Do not do this challenge. Do not post threats. Do not post them on the bathroom walls. Do not post them on the board. Do not post them anywhere. If you want to get out of school early, it is your decision to make. Do not fake sick. Do not ask to go to the bathroom and then leave class. Because you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. That's the whole key here. You know what? Actually, I'm going to play you the clip coming up next. Then, the conclusion to the investigation. So, coming up next, I'm going to replay you a clip that I've showed you before to help you guys set an example of why you should not be doing this again, along with that original CBS Evening News report from Nora O'Donnell, which was 1 year after Uvalde. Oxford. Sorry about that. Then later, Lyle Baker tells his side of the story, continues to tell his side of the story of when he sexually abused Kathy DeSikis in prison. And you're also going to hear from the prisoners who worked with Lyle Baker. As they watch his interview, stay with us. What is the purpose of your child going to school every day? To look good? To make threats? To cause a mass shooting? Or to learn? If you said all of the above, you're a dumbass. If you said both, if you said to look good and get an education, you're an idiot. If you said just cause a mass shooting, you are juvenile. You're complete idiots. The main purpose of if your child going to school every day is to get an education, get their high school diploma, and get on with your life. But y'all keep doing things that interrupt the process. That's why I hate disruptions in the classroom. Like talking in class, causing a mass shooting. Do I need to play you guys an example? Here's one here. I've played you guys this before, and I damn sure will play it again unless you guys say, no, please, please, please. We'll stop. We will stop. You better be certain you're going to stop. Because if you're not going to stop, I'll keep playing this until someone steps up to play and says, okay. We get the picture. Just look up school threats in Google and look at what the FBI has posted, and maybe look at the picture. Now, this clip I'm showing you was from The Sun, which was 3 years ago, which was after the horrible massacre at Parkland High. Take a look.
I, Dalton Barnhart, vow to bring my father's M15 to school and kill 7 people. And Falcon Warrior 920? Who's that? Yeah. Go ahead and turn around. Put your hands on your back. He's under arrest currently for making a threat to cause a mass shooting / act of terror.
Cause a mass shooting?
Yes. He made a statement, a written threat to plan or to carry out a mass shooting.
But he's just a little kid playing a video game.
And all these kids keep getting arrested. And that's why the FBI and the local law enforcement is spending so much time. Because how do we know he's not going to be the kid from Parkland? He's not going to be the next kid, the kid that shot up Sandy Hook. We don't know that. So when you draw the attention to you by making these statements as they may be jokes, I wouldn't expect the kid to go, yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm going to go shoot everybody up. No, when they're caught, it's a joke. I didn't mean it. It was a joke. That's when you're caught.
But these game. These kids say stuff like that all the time. It is a joke to them. It's a game.
Guess
and
what?
it's so
Guess what?
wrong.
My time
I hate
in law
that game.
enforcement is spent doing.
Uh-huh.
Is arresting these kids for making these statements all the time, and for stopping acts too as well.
Okay.
So that's what our job is to make contact, because these kids think that it's a game or a joke, so they go ahead and make these comments.
But it's just a comment, so how is there an arrest?
There's a Florida state statute that says you cannot make a written threat to cause a mass shooting, act, or kill or harm anybody else. Legislature has chosen to
Well, he
do
didn't
that.
cause or
Yeah.
act or do anything, though.
He made the statement too.
It's a written statement. It's a written statement. It's a written threat to kill or to make a mass shooting or act of terror. So if I get on there and say, I pledge ISIS and I'm going to blow everybody up, that's the same charge as, you know what, man, I'm fed up. I'm going to go to school tomorrow and shoot up my school. So he'll be going to DJJ,
What's that?
the juvenile jail. He'll be placed in there for several days. And we're going to go from there. The charge is a felony. It might be a second or third degree. I have to double check, because a written threat to harm somebody is a third degree felony. Second degree is when you involve a mass shooting in a school or an act of
He's a
terror.
little boy. He
He's a
didn't do anything wrong. Yes, he's 15, but he's still a little boy, and he's not one of the crazy people out there doing stuff.
Okay, well, he did what he did.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be treated as though he is a terrorist or something because he made a silly statement on a stupid video game.
Well, in a world where schools and kids are going to school learning, are getting shot and killed because people...
I understand that, but at the same token, I mean, you have to look at things case by case too. I mean, he's not that person.
Do you own a gun?
I have a gun, yes.
Okay, so he has hands and feet. He can grab your gun and go do something.
He would never do anything like that anyway.
We don't know. We don't know if...
No, but I know. But I know.
Most parents have it, ma'am. We're going to take him. He's going to go to our operations center, and we will go from there. But this is where we're at. This is the world we live in, where people think it's funny to say, I'm going to go kill people at school.
Well, he's not people. He's a child.
Okay.
There's a difference. He's playing a video game, and he's a boy.
And that's why he'll be charged as a juvenile.
Unfortunately, these days and age, this is what happens. Kids get on these things and they say this, and parents say, it's not my son, and then it might not be your son, but
I know it's not my son.
Somebody's son does, and then this is the world we're in, where kids are getting shot at school, where they're trying to learn, and
I
kids are getting
understand that.
shot in
I
buildings.
understand that. I understand
Unfortunately,
that.
we can't take risks, and we can't say, all right, we trust that this one guy's not going to do it, and then it happens, and then we say, well, we had the chance
Yeah,
to
but
stop
I'm
it.
telling you right now, this is not my son. My son and I are like this, and it's just us. It always has been, and it's not my son. He's a little boy still.
It's a tough situation. I know you're
He's
emotional.
high intellect and smart mouth.
Well, that's
And
what
you
got
know
him
what?
caught up.
The grown-ups on these games goad them into these things, which is what happened.
You need a roof over your head, food, and water. He doesn't need the game. You should probably
That's right, he doesn't.
You should take those away, because these adults that are influencing may have done that in the past, but guess what? They're not in trouble today. He is, because he made those statements. We can't put on what they've said in the past to give him justification why he said what he said, ma'am. He made the charge. He's going to face the consequences. Right?
Damn right.
Let's go.
So again, if I was the one making these threats, so if I say I'm gonna pledge ISIS, I'm gonna blow everybody up, so if I live in Florida and I say, you know what, man, I'm fed up, I'm gonna go shoot up my school. That's the same charge like say you pledge ISIS, I'm gonna blow everybody up. So again, so if I live in the state of Florida and I say I pledge ISIS, I'm gonna blow everybody up. It's the same charge as you know what, man, I'm effing fed up, I'm gonna go shoot up my school tomorrow. Now, it's an example, really. This is just an example. Don't be looking at this and saying, oh, he threatened my school, he's threatening my school, I put on lockdown. No, this is just an example. It's really an example, because I'm only setting you an example out there. You kids out there, you get it. I'm sending you an example so that this doesn't happen again. You parents out there, take the video games away, take the social media away, and this computer and computers, put them in the living room. Monitor what your children post on social media. Monitor what your children are watching. Monitor your child's phones. Install software. Do whatever you need to do. I don't want this happening again, and I certainly don't want to discuss another article with you. I certainly don't. I don't. But there's more when we return to this. There's more when we return. Dom Tracy was accused of calling in a bomb threat. Was it one of his fans? He has a story time related to this in 2 parts. That's up next. Then, Lyle Baker tells his side of the story. Continues to tell his side of the story when he sexually abused Kathy DeSikis, and the men who worked with him at that women's state prison tell their side of the story. Stay with us. Now we're going to talk about Dom Tracy. You guys know him. He has like a lot of subscribers, and he has a lot of videos of him skipping school, being truant, 24-hour challenges, and this. Now, back in 2019, his school got swatted. Really swatted, because someone called in a bomb threat. Now, this was a 23-minute video, and this is sometimes a 40-minute video. I'm not going to play you the whole video. I'm going to play you a few portions of it. The story time, and when he got caught. So, here's some portions of the video from My School Got Swatted, not clickbait.
As you know, I woke up, I didn't feel good. I had the suit on, I'm already late for the bus. I ran to it in the suit and tie, forgot my bag at home. Get to first period, everything's fine. Second period is when shit went down. I'm in second period, right? And I hear we will now evacuate the building. Everyone in my class was like, did you do something? No. And I was just there, like, peeking, seeing what people are talking about, like, what the hell's going on? So we all get up. I'm bolting out the building. Everyone's walking. I'm saving my life. If something's happening, I'm bolting. So I ran out the building. It made me look even more suspicious, like I was, like, planning a fucking bomb in the school and then running out. But no, I was just trying to save my fucking life, dude. So anyway, I get outside. I get it. We have to walk in a single file line, and I have footage of this. I have footage, but I cannot show it because then the school can fucking get me for it. And I'm not trying to do that shit. So I have videos literally of police officers with AKs, and there's the school surrounded with cops with AKs, a helicopter overhead. Shit is going down. So we have to walk in. The whole school has to walk all the way to the fucking soccer field. And mind you, it's blazing hot at this time. I'm in a suit and tie. I'm sweating my dick off. So I finally get there, and I get a text from my brother saying, yo, bro, what if a fan called the school? And I was like, yo, that would be fucking dope. Like, I can make so much videos off of that. And people would enjoy it because that's some real shit that people want to see. Because I know you guys wanted to see that video, but you know, I can't post the school got swatted video. So I'm still going to post the thumbnail and stuff and say my school got swatted, but instead it's going to be a story time instead of the actual footage from the school because I can't put that in the fucking video. Which I don't understand why I can't post stuff from outside the school, because if you look up my school, you can see outside the school. If you look up Dom Tracy's school, the school fucking pops up. So it's public knowledge. It's a public school. You can see all over the school on Google Maps. I don't know why the I can't show shit from outside the school, but I'm just not even gonna do it, honestly. It's not a battle I want to fight, but I'm still gonna explain it because I have the right to explain it. You know, we're out there for like 30 minutes on the soccer field, and then we get moved into the football field. And I wish I could show you a diagram of how far this fucking shit is, but I can't. So we walk like another 10 minutes into the football stands. All 3,000 kids are in the football stands. Everyone in the school. We have like 2,000 or 3,000 kids in the school. All of us are on the fucking bleachers. And little did I know, the school was looking for me because somehow I had something to do with it. Looking for me because somehow I had something to do with it. So I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm here chilling with my boys and shit on the bleachers. I'm like, yo, this is dope. I'm getting out of school, and it's actually me not doing something for once. No, Dom, you're wrong, dude. You had something to do with it. So I'm sitting there on my phone. We're not even allowed on our phones during a bomb threat? What do you mean I can't go on my phone during a bomb threat? I'm gonna text my mom so she makes sure it's like I'm good, because I'm not gonna have her worry while everyone's about to die from a bomb, okay? Now at this time, no one really believed there was a bomb. Now, of course, people, when they walked by, they were like, yo, Dom, what if it's a fan that called? And I would just be like, that would be, I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is what I said. I'm like, yo, that'd be tough. But honestly, like, it's not. Like, it's not even cool. Whoever, now I'm thinking back, like, at the time, I was just thinking on the videos I could have did. I wasn't really focusing. But now, like, after it hit me, I was like, yo, like, that's messed up. And I'm gonna find that motherfucker whoever called. So if you guys want to see, like, a video where I call him or talk to him about it, because I'm not gonna lie, guys, I don't know who it is. Just leave a comment if I should call him or something. Ask exactly what he said and stuff. But yeah, anyway, it's been like 30 minutes from the call. All of us were outside on the soccer field for 20 minutes. We walked to the football field for 10 minutes. We stayed there for over an hour. And then this lady comes up to me. She goes, Dominic, this is what she did. Ready? And I'm sitting there. I'm like, me? So I'm walking with this girl, right? And I go, I think I have a good idea, like, what's happening right now. She goes, her exact words, if you had a good idea, then why are you in the stands? We have been looking for you. Bitch, how the fuck am I supposed to know that? How am I supposed to know that you're looking for me? How? I don't know. I'm chilling. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with your guys' procedures of me walking half a mile away from the school. And my legs are dead, okay? My legs are they're about to be amputated by how bad my legs are from walking that far. So then anyway, I was just like, what do you mean? She goes, you said you have an idea, right? And I go, I mean, yeah, it's an idea. I don't know for a fact. She goes, oh, well, you're about to find out. So she walks me over to the police car that pulls up right in front of the football stadium. So we're there, we're talking. Everyone, all 3,000 kids, I imagine this, all 3,000 kids are looking at you straight in your eye. Like you're a criminal. Like you just pulled off the biggest badass prank of all time. Now, everyone thought I did it for a YouTube video. So I roll up to the police officer and he goes, you filming any videos today? His first words. And I go, nah, I just filmed all of them last week. They're uploading soon. Why? I felt so cool. And he goes, well, did you call in and say there was a bomb? And I go, why would I do that? Why would I do that? And he goes, oh, well, do you want to call your dad because we're gonna need him? For f***ing what? What did I do? But anyway, I just decided to call him. The girl that I'm talking to at the time is looking at me like this. And I'm just like, sorry, like, see me go through this. So then, I get in the back of the police car, and, when I got in it, everyone was like, I was just wondering, they're treating me like a fucking criminal, dude. They started patting me down and shit, make sure I didn't have it. What the fuck am I gonna, look at me, what am I gonna do? What, please? And I was just like, why is the reason you're patting me down and taking my phone? He goes, oh, well, we have to. For what? Do you suspect I did something? Like, is there evidence that it's me? Because if not, I just feel offended. He goes, no, well, we have a good idea that it's one of your fans. So now you have an idea that's my fan? Now you have an idea that's one of my fans after you asked me if I did it? That just makes no sense. So then, meanwhile, I'm in the back of the police car. I don't have anything on me, dude. They basically, they matter of stripped me down naked, dude, because they were like, I thought you were gonna reach for my balls, dude, honestly. So he's patting me down, he takes my cell phone. I don't know who the this dude is. I thought he was some detective. He's the board of the director that's asking me these questions while the police is patting me down. I thought he was some like FBI agent, dude. I thought he was fucking G.I. fucking Joe. I thought he was the badass of the badasses, dude. But no, he's a school director. I've never seen this motherfucker once in my life. He's dressed up like he owns 10 houses in Los Angeles. Like, I swear to God. Everyone's looking at me like, what the fuck did this kid do? So then anyway, I'm riding back to the school in this police cruiser. With the police officer, the board of director, and me in the back. And meanwhile, I'm scared as fuck. I'm like, what is happening? What did I do? I haven't filmed in school in a while. I mean, I did last week, but that was after you told me not to film anymore. And he starts bringing up, oh, well, this would have never happened if you would have never filmed in school. I would kill you, bro. I can't put that because that will be a threat. I didn't mean it, guys. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to say I'll kill you. I will hug you, okay? So then anyway, I get back to the school, and while everyone's in the football field, they have canines all around the school. They're probably sniffing for the bombs or whatever, which people are holding them, of course, because those things will probably, if they see someone, they'll attack them. Wait, unless they're like highly trained or whatever, I mean, they have to be, but still, dude. Which I don't understand. If you're gonna have a dog sniff around for a bomb, what if that drone deploys you right next to it? You're fucking dead, dude. You're gone. You're in the air, your legs are detached from your body, you're gone. So I don't understand what they were doing. I mean, if there was a bomb in there, they would all have been dead. So then we pull up, and there's like 6 detectives there. My dad pulls up. They kept me in the car. The car wasn't even running. I was sweating my ass off, dude. I was like, I'm sitting in the car, I'm sweating my ass off. I still have my suit and tie. The camera's in the corner, I'm looking at it like this. I was dripping sweat. So then anyway, after 20 minutes of being in a hot-ass blazing car, it was like at least 98 in there. They let me out. I came out like a f***ing criminal. I was like this. They're like, you don't have to put your hands up. I was like, oh, my bad. I thought I was gonna fucking get sent to jail for something I didn't even know what I did. So then I get there, my dad goes, what's the reason that he's doing this? And then they tell him the same thing they told him. And then he was like, that's bullshit. You have no evidence that he did it. And then my dad started snapping on the board of director or whatever for taking my phone and shit. And my dad goes, why do you have his phone? And he goes, oh. My dad said, give him his phone right now. Don't ever touch this thing. Because he has no right to touch my phone. It's not even the police officer. It's a board of director. What did I do? I was literally...
Let's just stop there. Let's cut it off. First of all, if he's a board of directors, he has the right to search your phone or to take your stuff. You can't just tell him, you have no right taking my son's stuff. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Now I would show you the other side of the story to when he got a lot of 3 to 7s, got kicked out of school.
Okay, so I'm looking.
Let me play a portion of part 2 to his story. Then we're going to take a break and go to the Lyle Baker story.
Okay. Yo, what is up, guys? Dom.
So let's go to that story.
Like I did it or whatever, the school, all that blah blah blah. My school got spotted, they thought I did it, had all that drama, whatever. And then I ended up posting an Instagram picture and I got 4 3 to 7s for that. If you guys don't know what 3 to 7s are, it's where you go to school from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and it's like prison, dude. Like it's so bad. Like that is not the place you want to be. Everyone looks around like, yo, what are you in here for? And I'm like here trying to peek through the cell, like I just posted an Instagram picture. It's literally jail, dude. Like, it's horrible. But now, it's some real stuff, though. You just sit in the desk and you have to go like this for like 4 hours, whatever. It's stupid. But then, yeah, I actually ended up getting pissed about that. And they said I couldn't post any videos of school ground of when the school got swatted, which I understood that. So I was like, okay. And they're like, okay, and you can't talk about it. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I can talk about it. So I didn't want any problems, so I waited the summer to post the video, and I just talked about it. And you're allowed to do it, your First Amendment, you're allowed the freedom of speech, whatever. I didn't mention any names, I didn't mention the school or anything. And then my first day was about to start yesterday, and that is September 5th. This video is going up the 6th, I'm filming this the 5th. My first day was supposed to start today, but yesterday my dad gets a call saying like your son is suspended for 2 days and then has 8 3 to 7s. And I'm just like, what? Are you serious? That's what's happening, bro? I couldn't believe it, bro. My mind was like, I wanted to punch my wall. We'll say that. I wanted to punch my wall. Now, basically, we were saying like they said, oh, you weren't supposed to talk about it, all that. So then we're like. We told them like freedom of speech, and then they started switching the subject like, oh, you made a threat to a teacher. And in that video I was like, yeah, I did. I was like joking around like, yeah, I'll slap them. And then right after that I was like, nah, I'm just joking, like I'm not like that. And that's not a threat. It's not a threat. If you say it and then you're just say you're joking right after that, it's not a threat. I backed it up basically. Then they try to get me for doing the 8 3 to 7s, and then we're like, nah, like we're not doing that. Like we're allowed to post this video and all that. And then basically, guys, we posted the video and they're saying all that, and then I was like, yo, I'm not going to these 3 to 7s. So if I told myself I'm not going to these 3 to 7s, like this is some BS, like I'm not going. Basically, if I wouldn't have went, I would end up getting kicked out of school. So basically, I was getting kicked out of school because I was not going to those, even if it didn't get changed. Like my discipline got changed, okay? So basically, my dad went to the office and he had a huge argument with everyone in there. I'm not gonna say any names, but he had a huge argument with everyone in there, and they said, well, Dom can go back to school Monday, all this, blah, blah, blah. He just suspended the first 2 days, which honestly, more of my summer, I don't care. But I mean, I did miss my first day of school, which is, I'm kind of butthurt about that, alright? But then, like, I'm missing Thursday and Friday of school, I'm suspended, and then I go back Monday, but like, it got me out of 8 3 to 7s, which is good to me. But if you guys are getting what I'm saying, is that they are coming after me. My school is literally coming after me.
Well, they're coming after you. That means you keep filming on school property. You're not supposed to film on school property, period. Not in school, not outside of school, not the outside part. You don't film on school property, period. If you don't film on school property, you wouldn't be in this mess. That's the key here. Coming up next, Lyle Baker continues to tell his side of the story of when he's sexually abused. And now, Kathy DeSica says he now married Lyle Baker. But the men say he shouldn't be working in there. They all going to tell their side of the story. Stay with us. On the last episode, we focused in on Lyle Baker as he told his side. He told his side of the story when he sexually abused all the women at the women's prisons. Now remember, one of those women was Kathy DeSica, the woman who Lyle Baker had sex with. If you missed it, if you missed part 1, he really told about how he started rumors doing all this, and all the women came forward saying they told their side of the story about how this and this. Now there's more to the story. You're gonna hear again from Lyle Baker. You're also gonna hear from Kathy DeSica, and you're also going to hear from the men who worked at the prisons with Lyle Baker. Here again is Chris Hansen.
As outrageous as it sounds, corrections officer Lyle Baker saw nothing wrong about having sex with female inmates.
To me, it was almost like consensual because she was wanting it just as bad as, as I was.
Why, because she didn't say no and fight you off?
Yeah. That's the way I felt at that time. To the way I felt at that time, in my mind, it was. Because she was lonely, I was,
Yeah, but she also knew that you could make her life a living hell.
Yeah.
If she turned you down.
Correct.
But Baker says he only threatened an inmate once. After that, he just preyed on their vulnerability.
I treated them like they were somebody.
You make it sound like you were working in some singles bar as a bartender or something, not as a prison guard.
It was easier for me to pick up a woman in there than out on the street.
And he says he knew exactly where to take the inmates for sex. Stairwells, supply rooms, even staff bathrooms.
In a way, I was making them building up their character.
Building up their character?
Yeah. They're in jail, they had a rough life, say their father is beating them, raping them, whatever. I'm telling them, you're a good-looking woman, why are you in here?
But you're only doing that to have sex with them.
Correct.
You didn't think that was some form of abuse?
No. Only thing on my mind was myself getting even with a woman. And that's exactly what I did.
Prison officials say that they are not aware of any complaints about Lyle Baker and find it hard to believe he could have done what he claims without getting caught. But the question is, why even put male officers in such close contact with female inmates? The United States is one of the few countries that does, according to Dorothy Thomas of Human Rights Watch.
In many countries of the world, men are kept out of the women's prisons precisely because the authorities understand the risk of abuse. In the United States, men are allowed in the women's prisons because of our equal employment laws.
Equal employment laws, and in the case of Albion, union rules that award jobs based on seniority and prevent the superintendent from simply hiring more female officers.
So, to anybody who says, hey, look, they can get more female corrections officers if they wanted to, you would say...
I would love it.
These Albion corrections officers don't think men guarding women is a problem, and they are outraged that Lyle Baker has tarnished their image.
I'll meet you in the bathroom, we can go in there and, have oral sex or whatever, then otherwise I'll write you up. And I said, I'll make it take a look good, and I said, you'll never get out of whack.
If he wants to brag to everyone that that's what he's doing, there's definitely something wrong with that man.
What we've seen on that screen is not the norm.
We're responsible people. People like Lyle Baker, they make us look bad.
All right, ladies, take it out.
In fact, the officers say that they are all well aware that having sex with inmates would make it nearly impossible for them to do their job.
I think the best line I heard was the first day I walked into Albion. If you have sex with one of them, you better be prepared to have sex with all of them. Because they're all going to own you. Because that's where the manipulation comes in. That's where the blackmail comes in.
This officer says an inmate threatened to falsely accuse him of sexual misconduct if he didn't look the other way when she broke prison rules.
They're just trying to make things tough for me.
You believe that the proper checks and balances are in place?
Yes.
Do you think that more should be done?
I don't know what more could be done, to be honest. We just don't see it, and none of us would tolerate it.
But if Lyle Baker had sex with 7 female inmates in the course of 6 to 7 years, what does that say about the system of oversight at Albion, that nobody ever caught him?
I don't think he's credible.
He said it was easy. He said, you could just sneak off into a restroom or a work area or...
We find that all funny because you're never alone.
Never alone?
It's almost impossible. It borders on impossible.
But it isn't impossible, according to dozens of current and former inmates across the country, who told Dateline that there are ample opportunities for abuse. Ellie Cruz, who served time for prescription fraud, says it all began with sexually explicit talk in a California jail yard.
They would tell me how they liked it and what they wanted to do, and that
How they liked what?
sex, what they liked to do, and what they would do to me, and I had to stand there and listen to it.
At this jail in Osceola County, Florida, Tanya Ross, who served time for drug and prostitution charges,
says she was pressured to have oral sex with 4 different officers over a 2-month period, even though she was pregnant at the time.
I know I've committed crimes in the past, and I was there to do my sentence, but that was not part of my sentence, to take and perform oral sex with the officers.
And one of the most common things women told us is that they faced retaliation by officers if they complained. Take the case of Robin Lucas, an aspiring basketball player who served time for bank fraud. She says that when she reported misconduct by an officer in this federal prison in Dublin, California, the officer retaliated by allowing 3 men, presumably male inmates, into her cell at night.
Before I could struggle, I was restrained and put in handcuffs behind my back. It was a lot of profanity, lots of punches, solid punches.
They raped you?
They sodomized me.
What were they saying to you that night?
You're gonna keep your mouth quiet. Shut up.
So far, no one has been prosecuted in any of these cases. The officers accused deny the charges and say the women are lying. But some of the officers accused did resign.
It's been a long struggle.
In Robin Lucas's case, the Justice Department says its investigation found inconsistent and insufficient evidence that she was raped. When Lucas and 2 other inmates sued the Federal Bureau of Prisons, it admitted no wrongdoing, but agreed to pay $500,000 and make changes in the way it handles complaints of sexual misconduct. And what about Lyle Baker's misconduct? We couldn't track down all the female inmates he claimed to have had sex with. In fact, one we did find denied Baker's claims. Another inmate has since died, but a friend of hers from prison confirmed that that inmate did in fact have sex with Baker behind bars. Both women we spoke to said they were well aware of Baker's reputation. And so was Kathy Tasikas, who met Lyle Baker while she was working in Albion's mess hall.
He said, come on, let's go start some rumors.
And I says, hey, you want to start some rumors? I said, let's go for a ride. Because I used to deliver food around in a big truck.
How close did you and Lyle get?
We got intimate, real close. We had sex.
You had a sexual relationship?
Yes.
In the prison?
Mm-hmm.
You never got caught?
No, never got caught.
And a lot of people are going to see the story and say, wait a minute, how could this possibly go on in a prison?
It goes on. It goes on.
Lyle Baker's no longer working at Albion, not because he was caught having sex with inmates. In fact, he was never even reprimanded for that. He was forced to resign in 1996 because he married an inmate after she was released. That inmate is none other than Kathy Tasikas. A corrections officer is not supposed to consort with a former inmate, even if that inmate is his lawfully wedded wife.
I had to go to jail to find the person I love.
You truly believe that?
Yeah.
They portrayed as being a Romeo and Juliet story. We met behind bars, under candlelit skies, and it's disgusting. The man took an oath. The man took an oath to do something and do the right thing, and he violated it. He violated us.
Ready?
Kathy Tasikas ended up back in prison. She violated parole by traveling outside of the United States with Lyle. And Lyle? Last time we saw him, he was working odd jobs and hoping that other officers didn't do to his wife what he says he did to so many inmates.
Why are you speaking out about this? I mean, you're confessing to some things that don't say a lot about your character back then.
Back then, my character was bad. And now it's almost like I'm trying to warn these guys, the younger ones, 25, 20, even some of the older ones.
So people are going to see this and say, well, he's pretty self-righteous now that it's his wife in there.
Yeah. Only thing I can say is it happened. Males should not work with female inmates.
But in the end, is getting rid of male officers really the answer? Not according to Human Rights Watch, which is calling for better training and monitoring of prison staff, independent investigation of complaints, and criminal prosecution of officers like Lyle Baker.
Should you have been punished for what you did, having sex with those 7 inmates?
Yeah, what I did. It wasn't right. But there ain't nothing I can do now. All I can say is it's going to happen again.
Since we completed our story, Kathy Tasikas has been paroled, and she and Lyle Baker are now living in upstate New York. New York now has a law making it a crime for corrections officers to have sex with inmates under any circumstances. According to Amnesty International, all but 8 states have a similar law.
Wow. So, he came forward telling his side of the story. Now, I mean, I can't believe this. He married a prisoner. You ain't supposed to do that. I mean, you married someone out of the prison. I mean, if I was working in the prison, they would tell me, do not marry inmates. And I wouldn't do it anyway. Cuff me up. Take me to jail. I learned my lesson while rocking the bars. Get what I'm saying here? That's my take. That's my perspective on this. Okay. Coming up on Saturday. Adoption can be a great thing. You're about to hear from the adoptive parents who adopted two sisters who the original family had lots of problems. And now the adoptive parents say they had lots of problems. You're going to witness throughout the childhood and the teen years. What was it like for the adoptive kids? You'll witness what went on throughout the years. So that's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Friday. We will see you again for Give Me a Break Saturday night. For all of us here at Give Me a Break and YouTube, I hope y'all had a great day. Good night, everyone.